Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with ReadyNet. Today's host is Bill Pedersen. He is their Voice Product Director, and he'll be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to submit them in the question box, and I will ask those of Bill at the end of today's presentation. Bill, thank you so much for being with us today and taking the time and presenting all of this updated information. Finished for now. The floor is now yours.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate the opportunity to talk about a very unique product that I'm very passionate about. And hopefully by the end of today's webinar, you've gained some information and maybe understand some applications or learn of new applications that you can offer for your customers. One of the great things that we have that we offer here within ReadyNet amongst our managed router product offering is we also do managed routers with ATAs built into them. And for those that aren't familiar with the term ATA, that's the analog telephone adapter that allows you to connect or provision voice services over an internet connection. And then by just plugging in a simple analog telephone, I'll just kind of like highlight this area here, into the port, you can provide voice services for your customer. Now, interesting enough, data shows that we are seeing a lot of what I would call a decline in the voice market. But recently, that's starting to turn around. We're starting to see more activity in the triple plays and even for companies that are just offering internet services to offer either their own voice services or to partner with a voice carrier to provide these solutions. It's interesting in the applications. It is not just only for residential, but we're starting to see it in hospitality environments. We're seeing it in the aging retirement centers, aging facilities as well, where a voice line is provided, as an accommodation for family members to talk to other family members. We're also starting to see applications specifically with the QX300 here, where from a ReadyNet perspective, we're seeing third-party applications being embedded, added to this product device specifically for voice services or voice-related type services. We here at ReadyNet do a lot of private labeling where we'll take an existing customer's application and embed it into the router, and they'll typically sometimes private label this and sell this to their customer base. So what makes this so exciting? You're looking at about a $35 dealer cost on something like this that not only offers you a managed router with an ATA, we've got a USB here as well to offer extended storage on it. We have dual Ethernet ports here for, trying to get that highlighted there, for WAN and LAN configuration. We also have this port here can also be configured as a LAN port as well. So instead of having that as a WAN port, we actually create this as dual LAN ports. And how do we do that? Well, we have Wi-Fi in this router as well too, which allows it to bridge or connect to an existing access point within the home, within the business, whatever, that then can convert this into a LAN port. So we're seeing this being used as, and it's not a lot, but I'll mention it, as a network extender. It's not mesh, but I'm extending the network into an area, let's say in the back warehouse, I need an Ethernet drop, it's just going to cost too much money, to have someone come out, run some Cat 5 or Cat 6 in the back room. So I can just take this, plug it in, bridge it to my existing Wi-Fi that's in the office, and extend my network that way. And then I can plug in a printer, I can plug in a phone, I can plug in a computer, whatever I need to. And if I need to, I have this voice port here as well too. This is very helpful for applications where I need to extend a phone line somewhere. Maybe it's to an alarm line, or to a fax machine, or to just maybe an entry area where I need to have someone be able to make a call to it, and then I can just bridge this to the existing Wi-Fi, the QX300 to an existing Wi-Fi access point, and make that connection without having to run cabling. Very, very, very fun product. And like I say, I'm learning more about various applications and everything that we see. Just kind of go over some of the little specs about this thing. We're using a 580 megahertz processor in here. Wi-Fi is 802.11. It's going to be 300 megabit, 2.4, so it's going to be 802.11n on the wireless. And we also offer HTTPS. You have option 66. You've got HTTP that you can use for provisioning, just about anything you can imagine. But the greatest thing about it is it bolts up to ReadyNet's product offering called RN Control, which allows you for remote management and gives you the ability to manage this device and see what's going on and make changes and fixes on it as needed without having to do a truck roll. Very, very exciting, and we think it's probably the most competitive from a price point on the market and compared to some other competitive products. And to have that Wi-Fi feature in there is really good. Just kind of going down, we're just going to talk off of the data sheet today, and these are just some of the other features that we offer on the product. You can just kind of glance through those. If you've got some questions, feel free to type those in, and we can go over those a little bit more specifically. But all the protocols, we're basically backwards compatible with almost anything and everything that you can see that is available. Management, not only do we have management from RN Control that we use Tiro 69, but we also offer a CFS server, a configuration file server that allows you to push out updates and push out features to the device. It's a one-way directional provisioning, but it's very simple, very quick. Maybe you've got a bunch of customers and you've decided, what, we're gonna put out RSSID for the Wi-Fi, or we're gonna push out the customer's SSID information. You can do that all in one failed swoop, so to speak, by having the device, once it's plugged in and it's registered to the network, it'll automatically check in with our CFS server and make updates. Also, of course, with RN Control, you can use that as a provisioning server as well. Provision it with its voice credentials. Once it plugs in, it'll check in, it'll download that information and reboot, reset itself, and come online already registered. So typically, and what you try to do is you go into RN Control, enter in all the pre-configuration information for it, set up the user account, all that. And then once that device is plugged in and has internet connectivity, it'll check in with the Tiro 69, our ACS server, gather that information, download it, update the device, and then you're up and running. So helps your technicians as well. All they have to do is then just plug in the phone, do some test calls, make sure everything's good, maybe do an E911 test call, as well, and you're good to go. Some information on the audio codec. That's where we see a lot of questions. Is it T.30 compatible? Yes. We do T.30 with G.711, and we can do T.38 fax over IP through the T.38 standard as well. Some of the basic features that we offer within the ATA itself, you can see those here. That's if you're going to use it for an off-net type registration where you're not registering it with a voice carrier. What can I do if I just want to do voice over IP calls locally within the local area network? Some things that I can do here as well also. So, but yeah, with that, very excited about this product. Like I say, it is a differentiator. You can use it as a managed router. I'll tell you this, right now, we see this being used primarily as a single port ATA, a managed ATA, call it that. And the environments that we're seeing this thing plugged into is all over the place. And so if you're offering voice services, or maybe you have customers with some very unique needs or requirements, talk to them because this is a very cost-effective solution from a hardware cost. I mean, of course, you're going to have that reoccurring revenue stream from the voice services, but this is something that can get you in the door and provide you with a very good option for voice services for your customers. And with that, I'll turn our time back over to Julie and see if there's any questions, thoughts, or comments, and I would be more than glad to entertain for you.
Thank you very much, Bill, for that presentation and all of that information. And yes, I do have some questions for you. Let's get started with this first one. Let's see, we have a question. Can you tell us about where these products are manufactured? We can start off with that.
Yeah, lots of fun. So we have a contract manufacturer that we work with out of China that does all of our manufacturing for us, but all the design implementation is done here out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And the firmware application is all done here as well. And we also have, recently, we actually have an engineer that used to live up north, up in northern Utah, now that he is actually now stationed in China to work really close with our factories. So because of the custom projects that we see and requests that come in, we've actually got him staged there to work with a bunch of our other firmware engineers that we have in China to make it transition smoothly and to turn around solutions for our customers a lot quicker.
Thank you very much, Bill. Let's go to the next question here. What else does the USB do? For example, could one plug it into a Metageek Spectrum analyzer?
Right now, it's designed just for storage devices. So if you have a USB storage device, that's what it's designed for specifically. We actually have another company that's throwing on an application that does product management within the home. It sounds kind of unique, but what they do is they actually take this router and they have an application that's running that they plug into the USB port. And basically, it goes out and monitors all the things that are connected to the network and makes sure that all the firmware is up to date, all the applications are up to date, and everything is working smoothly on your home network. So with that said, does it work with some other things? Yes, we can work with other devices. We have to just work with you directly to make sure we have the drivers that we can load the drivers onto it. Primarily out of the box, it just comes with standard storage drivers.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next question here. Could one connect their network to a garage that is located like the length of a football field away? Is that possible?
That would be very, just physically, that would be difficult to do. And the only reason why that would be difficult is just the physics behind Wi-Fi. I wouldn't plan or count on it being able to connect. Yes, you can take this device and bridge it to other access points, but it would really depend on your environment and conditions that you have in order for that to happen. And keep in mind, the further away that you're going to be with the QX300 in relationship to the other access point will definitely cause an effect on your throughput at that 300 megabits. It'll degrade quite a bit. But within the home, for using this at one end of the home versus the other, we still have to look at the physics involved with that. But I can tell you, I've taken this device and I've used it as a network extender in my home, and I run straight Netflix and Roku devices off of this at the other end of my house. So it does work very well as a network extender, because keep in mind, once I bridge this device to an access point, this becomes another access point, and I can pass through that current information on my access point, or I can create a new SSID and passphrase on it for that extension as well too. So a lot of things you can do from a Wi-Fi, but yeah, I wouldn't get too carried away extending it too far away, because you might not be too pleased with the results. It does have internal antennas on it.
Thank you for that information, Bill. Next question here for you. Is the AP inside the plug-in router dual band?
No. This will be 802.11n wireless, and so it's going to be the 2.4 gigahertz. It does not currently support 5 gigahertz today.
Okay, excellent. Is there an in-wall model?
Help me, maybe we can ask them a little bit more information on the in-wall model. This actually has the power supply built into the device. Maybe this will help answer the question. You can see this right here. This is the blades for the AC adapter. This actually folds up and folds into the QX300 when not in use, and then when you're ready to plug it into the wall, you just pull the blades down and plug it in, kind of like one of those AirPlay devices from Apple.
Okay, thank you. Great, so much. Next question, in regards to the QX300, this model, it's already out and available, is that correct?
Yes, we've been shipping this product now for close to a year now, and yeah, it's doing very, very well. We like to come back to this because one of the things that we're finding out when we talk with a lot of our customers is the various applications. It's interesting, we currently, you might see this product in other forms with other names on outside of ReadyNet, because we actually do a lot of private labeling for this product.
Excellent, thank you. Next question here. Will it work for any ISP offering VoIP services?
Yeah, so we've tested this with service providers that offer asterisks, and works very well, very easy to provision. It's also BroadSoft certified as well, or Cisco/BroadSoft approved as well. Works very well, and also on Meta switches as well too.
Fantastic.
Very,
thank you.
Yeah, and I was going to say, in addition to that, Julie, I apologize, is very easy to provision. Username, caller ID information output, phone number, and user and password and/or authentication password for BroadSoft users. So.
Excellent, thank you. Can you tell us about the warranty for the unit?
Yep, comes with our standard 1-year warranty against defects, parts, and that. I'll be honest with you, out of a few thousand that we've shipped already, I don't think I've seen one come in yet. The only thing that we don't support is if you get a power surge over your AC. I mean, we do protect our power supply as best as we can, but we highly recommend that when you do plug this in, put it in behind a power strip that's protected or something like that. If you do plug it into the wall, it's fine. It'll work fine. But if you're in an area that is susceptible to a lot of lightning strikes or surges that come down the AC line, you could potentially blow it up like any other device that you'd have plugged into that port. So.
Okay, thank you. Next question here, and you might have touched on this a little bit already, but the question is, can you connect a QX300 to another QX300 to work as a bridge or mesh?
Correct. Yes, you can. And it doesn't have to be a ReadyNet product in order for it to register. You can also, as much as we'd love to sell and we'd love Microcom to sell more ReadyNet products, I mean, if you have any type of access point that's out there, as long as you see the access point, basically what you do is you go into the configuration guide on the GUI, and you're going to put the device in from AP mode to repeater mode. From there, you'll get a list of all the access points in that area. And you can just select any access point that you want to connect to or that you should be connecting to, and then add the passphrase to it, hit connect, and it'll come back to you and tell you that it's connected at the top of the status page. So yes, you can connect these to any Wi-Fi access point, including another QX300.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Another question here for you. You mentioned that this only supports 2.4. Is there any plans to make it in the 5 gigahertz capacity?
There are plans.
Great. So is that something coming up in the near future?
There are plans, and I can leave it at that. I can't to say near future. That would be a little misleading. But there are thoughts of coming out with one that will be AC. Now, with that said, we do have a great product. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. I'll touch base on it because it's very price competitive as well too. For our customers, and that is this product here. This is the AC. Let me just make that a little smaller here. This is the AC 1000, which is a 2.4 and 5 gigahertz device. The difference is that this one will come with 2 FXS ports. And then, of course, you'll have the 5 fast D ports on the back of it. I wish I had a back view of it, but basically, very similar devices. The form factor is a little bit bigger because you got the 5 fast Ethernet ports on it. But if you need something hard and fast today, oops, apologize for that. If you do need something hard and fast today, the AC 1000 MS is probably one of our, from our managed routers, is probably one of the most popular where you have to have the gig ports on the back, AC, Wi-Fi, and ATA ports. And you can definitely check with Microcom and get pricing on this. But this one is a very, very fast mover for ReadyNet.
Excellent. Thank you, Bill. And when you're ready to talk about any new incarnation of the QX300, we'll talk about it then when the time comes.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And it'll be completely up to you on how that will, the timing on that.
Hopefully.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. Thanks, Julie.
Okay. Absolutely. We'll let ReadyNet, come to us with that. Thank you, Bill. One last question here. We always like to ask about community forums, and if you've got them, and is there a fee to join? What can you tell us about ReadyNet community forums?
You know what? We don't have really a community forum. The best way, we like to work with our customers one-on-one. If you've got something that you need assistance on, we have lots of resources here within the company that's more than glad to help you out. Work with Microcom. Microcom might have the information already for you, but if you got something that's very unique, let's get all three of us, Microcom, yourself, on the line, and we can talk those things through. Other than that, there's a lot of other forums that are out there that have a lot of good experience out there on Facebook and the social medias that you can use. We participate in a few of those, but to say that we are the best at monitoring and making sure that the right information gets out on those, we're not. I'll be honest with you there. Just send an email to your account manager there at Microcom, and we can schedule a conference call. We've got, we're pretty much readily available at any given time to help you out.
That sounds good, Bill. Appreciate that so much. And that's excellent. It sounds like it's more like one-on-one. So that definitely works. Yeah,
we find that everyone's application is different. I wish every WISP worked the same way and operated the same way, because then, we could actually have, one simple product that can go out there. But what we pride ourselves the most here on ReadyNet is we're innovators. We come up with solutions for you that can help meet your needs, that can be cost effective, that can, bring a return on your investment. But we've got some that are bleeding edge technology customers, and some that that aren't. But as we have those conversations, we're more than glad to work with you, because we think that our routers probably have the most feature-rich applications, whether it's in regards to provisioning. If you need help with, maybe you've got your own ACS server and you just want to get our APIs, those are readily available. You can do this on your own, and if we can help enable you, we know in the long term everyone will be happy at the end of the day. And so we don't want to say or we don't want to be one of those companies that says, "Hey, great router, but if I need support or anything, or I need support," I don't hear from them. There's a lot of those that are out there, and we don't want to fall into that group or batch. And so utilize your account manager there at Microcom, and would be more than happy to engage and help you out with anything.
Thank you, Bill. That sounds fantastic. And thank you so much for answering all those questions we had here for you today. And thank you to everyone for attending. If you have any further questions, of course, feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com, just like Bill said. And if you wish to view any of the products that were mentioned and shown here today, please visit us at www.microcom.us. And remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded, and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so you can view it again. Bill, appreciate your time and all of your important information today. We greatly appreciate it. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
And one last thing, Julie, before we go, we're going to offer out to Microcom listeners through the end of this month, if you would like a sample of the QX300 for testing purposes to, test out for the month of December. We've got just a couple of weeks left, but we'll offer a free sample to your customer.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You bet.
So our account managers that are on, they heard that. So thank you very much, everybody. Take note. And again, have a fantastic day. Thank you, Mr. Bill Pedersen from ReadyNet.
You bet. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye.